Hello, this is a guitar tutorial for Mike Love's song Forgiveness. It's a super fun song to play on guitar, and I hope you can get something out of this tutorial and have fun covering the song. So the main hook of the song goes like this. I'll play it once and then break it down. So the two chords you're going to use for the majority of that part are this shape here. So essentially you just need every note in the 7th fret. So you can bar it with your index finger, but I think that's probably a bit tricky to then move to the next chord. So the best way to do this is to put your middle finger on the top string and then bar the bottom strings with your ring finger. So, and that's the first chord, and then the next chord is this shape here. Major 7th shapes. Your 5th fret on the 5th string with your index finger, and then 7th fret on the 4th string, and then 6th fret on the 3rd string, 7th fret on the 2nd string. So those are the two chords there. Now how you're going to play them is first of all you're going to go hit the top string on the first chord. You're going to hit top string, then pluck 3 and 4 together, just using your sort of 2 fingers here, and then hit the strings. And then you're going to quickly transition to this other chord, but as you're transitioning you want to get 2 muted picks on strings 4 and 5. So how that sounds is, you see there? I'll do it really slowly. And then you want to pluck 3 and 4 together in the new shape that we pointed out before. So how that is now after you've plucked those, you're going to do this. So how that goes is those are ringing out, and then you're going to hit the 5th string, the 2nd string, hit the strings, and then hit strings 4 and 5 open. So how that goes really slowly, the whole thing is. So actually there's sort of a 2 pattern that loops with these 2 chords. So the first one is exactly as I just explained. Now the second time, he sort of almost rolls the strings like this. So on this one, on the second time, you plucked up on the 3rd and 4th string, and then you're just gonna sort of, how I like to do it is sort of flick your pinky out, then your ring finger, then your middle finger, and then your index. So how that sounds the 2 together in context is. Now you're going to do the original one once more, and then instead of going back to the 7th fret, you're going to go to the 5th fret and just play a major shape. So imagine an E major, except slid up now to the 5th fret, and you're going to pluck the same way that you would on this chord, except now you're here. So this is the bit that we're playing. So how that's going to work is you hit the bass string, pluck strings 3 and 4 together, and then slap the strings, and then a sort of muted pick on any string really, and then a bass string, and then you're going to slide down to the 3rd fret, and then hit, and then the 5th fret. So let me do it once slowly, and hopefully it makes sense. Again. and then it loops. Now, so that entire thing loops once, and then on the second time, when you're coming here, instead of going back up to the 5th fret and there, you come all the way up here. So that is a major 7 shape, except just you don't need to worry about playing the 2nd string, which is that note there. So all you've got is index fingers on the bass note in the 8th fret, and then on 3rd and 4th string you have the 9th fret with your ring and pinky. And then you're going to slide it up 2 frets here, and this is the bit where he starts singing. So, tell me why you... So how that sounds in its entirety, coming from the previous bit is... Okay, now we're into the verse. So how the verse goes, I'll play it once and then I'll break it down. You're going to start on the major 7 shape we had, except now you're in the 10th and 11th fret. Those are the sounds. So it's tell me why you... Now this bit, this chord here is slightly different. So your pinky stays exactly where it is. Then you put your middle finger on the 10th fret of the 5th string. And then your index finger goes on the 9th fret of the 4th string. And you're only worrying about sort of 3 strings at a time. So it's first 3, tell me why you. So I'm only plucking strings 5, 4, and 3 there. Why you hide your... So now here on this bit, you're going to go, you put your index finger on the 9th fret of the top string, and then your pinky is in the same fret on the 4th string, and then your middle goes on the 8th fret of the 4th string, and then you're going to sort of pluck once with that shape, and then your index finger is down ready on the 7th fret of the 3rd string to pluck there. So how it sounds is... Then you're going to go... So after doing that, you're going to go back to our original shape. And now this bit is one of the most complicated in the song. So, once you're at this shape, you've just plucked 3 and 4 together. Now you're going to hit the bass string and then 3, 4, and 2 together. And then slap. So it's... Now you're going to go to this shape, which is a bit awkward to play. So it's essentially, you've got your middle finger is there. So these, you can see the shape there. So you've got 2 fingers in the 7th fret, 1 in the 6th fret, and 1 in the 9th fret. The 2nd string there in the 9th fret. Those are the sounds. And so coming from the last chord, that is. And how you play it is you sort of roll the strings together like this. So again. Now this is a sort of fiddly bit coming up. He plays the 5th fret of the bottom E string by kind of flicking his index out. So you're actually playing it like this. If you can see the angle of my finger, it's kind of weird, but it's the only way you can get there in time. So how it goes is there, and then you hit the strings again. And then hit the strings again. Now you play this chord here, which is sort of the same as the one we had before, except slide your pinky and your index finger back a fret. So the index here goes back to the 5th fret, and the pinky goes back to the 8th fret. So that's the next shape there. Then, so how that goes is, so you're gonna, on that chord, you're gonna pluck strings 2, 3, and 4 together, and then hit the 5th string. So, and then what you have to do is sort of flick your index finger down, so it's barring the bottom 3 strings really quickly. So, and then you've got to pluck the bottom 3 strings together. So how that sounds is. So from the start of that little bit, it goes. Now this is the last chord. So if you imagine the major 7 shape we had before, move every single finger down a string. So just down a string, and now you're up in the 7th fret, and you're gonna finger roll the bottom 4 strings, and then just slide the pinky up to the 10th fret for the last note. So how that whole bit goes in its entirety is. So notice how on this chord I sort of slid into it. It's a nice effect you can do. If you don't want to do that, you can just play it as I showed it before. But a nice thing you can do is slide into it. So it's a little bit fiddly, that part, and might require a bit of practice, but hopefully you'll get it in the end. So now the next bit is this part. So how you're going to play that is effectively it's the same shape we had here, except you need the 2nd string to be on the 5th fret. So you've got strings 6, 4 and 3 are in the 7th fret, and then your index covers the 5th fret. And then for the rhythm for this bit, I like to just pluck, pluck, hit, pluck, pluck, hit, pluck, pluck, hit. But it's really totally up to you how you want to strum this part. So it goes. So then all you do there is you slide your middle and your ring finger down a fret, and the others stay in the same place. So it's. Now you're just going to go, so where you're barring the 5th fret and your pinky again stays in the same place. And then you're going to drop that pinky down to the 6th fret instead of the 7th. So then it goes back into that. Now there's another bit of the song I can teach that goes like this. So that little bit there, you're going to start in the same place you started for the verse. And then, so again, pluck the top string and 3 and 4 together. And then you're just going to, on the 3rd string, go up a fret, so, and then hit the strings. Now you're going to slide the shape down to the 8th fret and do the same again. So now you're going to play the same sort of shape we had in the bit just before. And this time you're going to hit the top string, 3 and 4 together, and then you're going to just individually pluck the index finger string, the 2nd string. So how it sounds together is. And then you're going to play this shape here. So just slide the fingers down from here, except the pinky stays sort of 1 fret ahead. So you've got 5th fret with your middle and your ring finger, and then your pinky's there. And then you're going to pluck the 2nd string open. So how that sounds together is. Now you're going to go to this shape here. So your thumb's covering the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Your ring and your pinky fingers are in the 4th fret. And then your middle finger's 3rd fret, 2nd string. And then your index finger's 2nd fret, 1st top string, E string. So then the next chord is here. So that's, you're going to go, your middle finger shoots to the 3rd string in the 3rd fret. Ring finger is now in the 3rd fret, 2nd string. And the index finger hits the 2nd fret, same one as before. So how that goes together is. below. So now you're going to play this bit here. So you've got an E minor, except you're going to add your pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Searching for the words to say I'm sorry. So this is just an E minor chord, except slid up to the 3rd fret. Now the 3rd time you're going to play this minor chord here. So you've got, imagine A minor slid up to the 2nd fret, so it's a B minor. So there you're going to go to the same chord we had before, and then you're going to play this. So how that goes is you're going to start on the like an A7 and sort of finger roll the middle strings, and then you're going to take your ring finger off. So that's, now you're going to sort of play, imagine you're going to put your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and you're only going to worry about strings 5, 4 and 3 now. So you're going to walk that 3rd string down to being open before you shoot back up to where we had before. So how that little bit goes. Searching for the words to say I'm sorry. So now the last little bit I can cover is the percussive elements that he fits in to the just as instrumental fills. So it sounds something like this. So on that one, you're just going to go. So you're going hit strings 6 and 3 and 4 together, and then you're going to pluck up, pluck on 3 and 4 together, and then slap, and then 2 muted plucks. So slowly it's like this. And then you're going to slide up to the 8th fret for 1 pluck, and then back down. And then another variation of that is this. So that one is pluck, and then up pluck on 3 and 4, slap, muted pluck, pluck. So it's. And then on this one, you want to get this harmonic effect. So just raise the pressure off from the playing finger and slightly move it so it's over the fret line. The last one is this. So how he's doing that is you've just completely muted in your left hand, and you're hitting the strings, sort of hitting your hand into it, and then using the back of your thumb to get a muted pluck on the top string, and then a muted pluck with 3 and 4. So slowly it's. So it's quite hard to do in context, but yeah, so let me try and play that bit once through slowly, and you can get an idea of the different techniques. And now you have a real fun bit where you just go. And that's just plucking chromatically as you go down, and then it goes back to here. Anyway, so that's all the aspects to the song. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know if I can do anything better in the comments or any other tutorials you want to hear.